Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Talking Movies with D, and that's me. Today I'm reviewing a horror movie, which is surprising because we all know that usually I don't like a lot of horror movies. But today, this horror movie reviewing is one I saw like a month ago at an early screening, and the movie is Don't Breathe. Don't Breathe, starring Stephen Lang, uh, follows three young adults who break into a blind man's house who recently got a settlement from a case where his daughter died. The robbery goes wrong, and the blind man actually starts to hunt them down and try to kill the robbers. That's basically the premise of the movie. If you want to kind of be funny about it, it's Home Alone if he was an adult and blind and a blind murderer, because basically they break into a house and he turns the tables on them. So let's start with my negatives. I don't have very many negatives, but most of both of the negatives are actually horror tropes. The first one being, and this is as always, I don't do spoilers, but so and this is in the trailer, so I don't really see it as a spoiler. You see the guy that dies in the beginning, and the time he's in the movie, he's a complete a hole. Like he's basically a hole to the main guy in the movie to make you sympathize more with the main guy and be on his side. And it's like even if the trailer wasn't there, you knew he was dying. If you watch any horror movie, the big a hole always dies early and just whatever, and you don't really care about him. So it was kind of my negative. And then the other negative is it doesn't happen a lot. It happens a little bit in the movie. Is that the main characters make some stupid decisions, and it always happens in horror movies. And for the most part, I think the reason why it stood out to me is because they made a lot of smart decisions, and they're just the couple times they made very very stupid, like nobody would do these things they did, and it was like if you're there, they showed how smart they were, so it kind of bugged me a little more. One of them, which is not really a spoiler because you see it in the movie or see it in the trailer, and it's if without with this stupid decision there would be no movie. But you break it like they see that he leaves his house, but they break into his house when they know he's there. Like why if you're gonna break into somebody's house? Not saying you shouldn't you do it when the guy's not there? Like, oh, he's blind, so it's okay. Like, no, you shouldn't just break into his house. And the other stuff they do, I'm not going to talk about because it'll be spoilers. But that's all I really got for spoilers, especially with it being a horror movie for me. So let's get to my positives. And my positive first thing I got to talk about is my man Stephen Lang. You might know him from Avatar. You might know him from the TV show I love, Terra Nova. He should be Cable. I will say that. I always wanted him to be Cable. As once I found out they were actually going to do a Cable character, but he was great. He doesn't have a lot of dialogue, but him playing the blind guy who is a scary murderer who can hurt you, it works. You believe he's blind. You believe he can kill these kids. You're terrified of him, and that's what you're supposed to be. And I loved every part of it, as well as the other actors. They were also good in the movie and very believable. Terrified, especially when they with the black, or not even just the black and white. When Stephen Lang's kind of in their face and they're terrified, like they really meant "Don't breathe" because the kids was like, no, no. Like if you breathe a little bit, he might hear you because that's all he got. He don't have no sight. The other part is they have a few jump scares. They definitely do have that, but they're not cheap jump scares. They make sense, and they don't rely on them to be terrified. You're terrified because of the tension. Like, what would you do in that situation where you got a blind guy with a gun, possibly pointed at you, and you're trying to get away, but you can't make any noise and you can't breathe? Like, it really that really works well. And the last thing I'll say is that there's a twist. I don't think they showed it in the trailer, but the twist, which is very weird, it comes out of left field but it works. And I think part of the reason why it works is because you want to be on the side of the robbers and towards the middle and end of the movies because they're being hunted to be murdered, and it works because you already were all on their side, and the twist actually puts you kind of all the way on their side. So I think, I mean, not probably not everybody will like it, but I really appreciated it, and it gave a different dynamic to the movie at that point as well. So that's all I got for positives and for my negatives. Let's grade this thing, shall we? I'll give this movie Don't Breathe an A minus. Just an A minus because of the few issues I had, and it really bugged me some of the dumb decisions they made. I gotta admit, though, I'm not gonna talk about those. But all in all, I love this movie. I would buy this movie, even though I don't buy a lot of horror movies. And since I saw it a month ago, I'm probably gonna see it this weekend since that's when it comes out. And that's how much I really liked it. I really did like this movie, and I would recommend anybody to go see it, especially if you're a horror lover. go see this movie. This movie is a really good horror movie, a good movie to see. But that's all I got for you guys today. You can follow me on all your social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all at dwood2324. Make sure to click the thumbs up button on the video if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel Talking Movies with D. And don't forget to hit that share button so more people can see it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you like the movie, if you're excited to see it. If you didn't like the movie, I definitely want to know why you don't like it, because that would be interesting. It'd be an interesting conversation. Like, oh, what you didn't like? Because I loved it, and I'm not even big on horror. That's all I got for you guys today. So I'll get you next time. Deuces, and I'm out.